welcome to another episode of The Feeling is Mutual, and we have the pleasure of catching up with Pat Durkin, who is a mortgage loan officer in our Morris and Shorewood
Correct.
office. So, Pat, thank you for joining us today. How long have you been a loan officer?
I've been a loan officer for 25 years.
Wow,
Yes, I just had my anniversary, so I started in April of 1999.
perfect. So you've seen a lot of.
I've seen a lot of ups and downs, and I've done a lot of refi closings, purchase closings, and we're going to talk about new construction closings.
Yes, because I hear that you're the construction expert.
I've been fortunate. I've done a lot of construction loans over the years. We have a great program at First
Mhm.
Federal Savings Bank, one of the best in the area.
Oh,
So excited to talk about it.
well, good. Well, it's that time of year, it's spring, and I'm seeing a lot of new construction, that must be on its trend up. It looks like a lot more people are building homes.
Definitely, there's a shortage of homes right now.
Exactly.
So you're seeing people building new homes and also renovating homes.
Yes.
And this program will work for either one.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm thinking about building a home. What's the first thing I need to do?
Well, I think you have to be concerned about, okay, how am I going to finance this
Okay.
and who's going to build it? So I
Mhm.
think, initially you're probably coming to someone like me and we'd have you apply online and get an idea of what your income looks like,
Mhm.
whether you own a lot or you want to purchase a lot. Are you trying to build it while you have your current home? Are you thinking you're going to sell your home? So there's a couple of moving parts, but get an idea of what you're trying to do and then see if we can follow up with what you're trying to do. In the meantime, once we know how much you can afford and how much you want to put down
Mhm.
to make it work, then you need to find a builder.
Right.
And generally speaking, most people will probably get 1 to 3 builders, interview them, get an idea of will they gel with them? This is a project that could go on for 8 to 9 months, right? Or longer if it's a bigger home. So it's not only necessarily the cost with the builder, it was just the personality and the quality
Mhm.
and just to see, how that fits. So they're trying to figure out the builder piece, but also the loan piece.
Okay. So to get started, is it more important to get like your builder in your bid first, then to go to the bank, or
I
in
think
what order should you do this?
it depends on the buyer. Some buyers are pretty strong and they know it, so they may come with a builder already. They
Mm-hmm.
may already have the lot already,
Mm-hmm.
so they sort of have a feel for it. They're not really concerned about qualifying. It's just
Mm-hmm.
a matter of doing it. On the other side, there are some people that they're not 100% sure, or they're just very conservative,
Mm-hmm.
and they just want to be safe before they get the ball rolling with a builder
Right.
and blueprints and all the rest. Just
Exactly.
what can I afford and what should I afford,
Mm-hmm.
that type of thing.
I know from my own personal experience when we built, it's once you get that bid in, what you have in your mind that you want to build has to get scrolled down a little bit.
Right. Sometimes people get carried away because there's just so many things you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and, and maybe it's better to do it over time
Right.
necessarily, or not have a high upgrade on every item.
Right.
You know.
And that's the thing too. I mean, you want all these outlets, but having all these outlets come with a price, and
Right. There's a
they
cost.
don't know how much windows cost until they see it, or doors.
Right.
Um,
And there's a wide range, for windows, cabinets,
like
lighting.
what grade, like,
Sure. Yeah. When they're talking to a builder, they'll get allowance for these items.
Okay.
Exactly how does that allowance fit for what you're trying to do?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So that allowance may, some builders may put a lower allowance in
Mm-hmm.
to make themselves, maybe more attractive in the offer or, the bidding process.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, maybe it's not what you want.
Right.
So there's a little bit of homework the homeowner needs to do.
And I think with any like any project, most people go over, don't they? So what happens in that situation where
Well, what we try to do is we're looking for a reserve requirement above and beyond what you're putting down.
okay.
Now, the normal down payment requirement is 20%. The bank will look at less than 20% depending on the strength of a customer.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll look at that. Sometimes people have equity in their lot, which is enough to cover that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people want to stay in their home while they're building, and they may do like a home equity loan to
Mm-hmm.
pull out equity in order to put down.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of different ways to try to accomplish that. But definitely we want to see a reserve because things can get
Mm-hmm.
carried away a little bit during construction. That's normal.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to make sure there's funds there to cover that in case that happens.
Absolutely. Don't they usually say you said 20%?
Well, the
They're
20% would be like to go
over.
for down payment. I would
Okay.
say, I've read where some people think it's 10%. Some people I've had are very disciplined and they'll go exactly to what the contract is.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But from the bank standpoint, we know that just having like if you have a builder, a 5% reserve just makes everybody feel a little bit better going
Right.
into it above and beyond your down payment.
Right. Well, it definitely sounds like if someone is considering building, definitely come and see
You
you.
want to come see me really quick. What the program is we'll, we could do a 30-year fixed,
Okay.
one-time closing. You close up front. We generally give you 9 months to build the house. If you don't need 9 months, that's fine. We'll just convert the loan sooner. Or if you need more than 9 months, let's say something's being delayed with the ordering and you need another 3 months, we can extend it.
Okay.
That's possible. So the fact that you can lock in a 30-year fixed up front, that protects you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if interest rates were to increase during the construction phase, you've already locked in,
Okay.
you know?
Now, do you have two closings then with a construction loan?
Really just one closing. You're going to
Okay.
close up front. You'll close generally at a title company and you'll sign all your paperwork. Although there's nothing there, just a vacant lot in most cases.
Okay.
You're signing all of your 30-year fixed mortgages. You're only paying interest on the money that you use.
Okay.
So money that you bring to the closing,
Mm-hmm.
we'll use first. So if we're paying off a lot or maybe the first draw for the builder, we'll use your money. And then once we exhaust that, then we tap into the loan. And then you'll pay monthly interest on that loan balance.
There's a lot to building a home. I don't think people
There's a
know.
lot there. The really thing that separates First Federal from a lot of other banks is that we'll offer that one-time closing up front with a 30-year fixed option.
Mm-hmm.
You had mentioned about another closing. Well, what happens at the end when the house is done is they'll modify the loan.
Okay.
Let's say someone sells a house and now they have excess funds and they want to pay their loan down.
Mm-hmm.
They can pay their loan down. We'll recalculate the payment.
Mm-hmm.
So even if the loan was to convert and they pay down later, we can still do that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of different options depending on the situation.
Perfect. Well, I know my building experience was such a pleasant one. Thanks to my loan officer who walked me through every step of the process. So thank you, Pat. And thank you for all of the great information. And thank you for watching another episode of The Feeling is Mutual.